It feels like I haven't filmed like this in so long, and I don't know why, because I feel like I have, but I just feel like I haven't, and honestly, I miss it. I miss you guys so much! Hello, I'm Styleboy, and welcome to my world. And in today's video, if you are on Instagram, this has finally been awaited, but if you don't know and you just only come into YouTube, let me spill you the tea. So basically, I always like subject-specific Q&As, and I always love that idea, and one that came into my head was about boy problems. Boy problem, cool guys, and da-da-da-da. Yes, by Carly Rae-Jepsen, iconic. It's because we know a lot of girl talk videos about being mature, about girls, because I know there's so many videos out there with girls being honest about stuff. So you've got Samantha Marie who done that, you've got So Does Nails who did a video like that, and a lot of YouTubers for women are a lot more open about women problems like periods and boobs and stuff like that. But what about guys? I feel like for guys it's like really weird. Oh, someone messaged me. For guys, it's kind of like the opposite. I feel like there's not that much. And when there are, it's very much like solution versus like, well, let's talk about it. And it's quite intimidating. Like, you're just there like, oh my God. So, I thought this would be quite a nice medium because like, I hope I'm not intimidating. I want a comfy jumper so we can extra be comfy with our beds behind and fairy lights and just be so cozy in this autumn mood. So, I hope you do enjoy it. And I hope I really want to do some more maybe. So, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you want to see my face again. And hit the notification bell in case you want to see another subject-specific Q&A. I think this is going to be so much fun, and I feel like this is going to be so brilliant to help. So, without further ado, I think we should begin. So, let's start. So, let's start off with the first question. So, the first question is from my girl, Breakfast at Jackie. Oh my God. Okay, so she was from volleyball, so that's why I kind of like know. She honestly made the best set. So, she asked, do boys have it as bad as girls when it comes to gender stereotypes? And I'm going to be honest, yes. I think we all have it bad, but I feel like for guys, it's harder. Now, hear me out. I'm not saying like women is more equal and says that. Like, no. Women, there is so much stuff to do with women that could be so much more improved. But hear me out. I was talking about this with my hairdresser. So like, okay. So, you know when you're like a kid, let's think about when you're a kid. And so, for example, if a girl was into more masculine stuff, she'd be called a tomboy and you're fine, you know, she's with the boys. And even like now, if a girl's more into masculine stuff, a little bit, I'm not gonna say all the time, but she's one of the boys. Like, and it's kind of cool, kind of fun, you know, yeah. If a guy is into more feminine stuff, as a kid especially, he's an outsider, he's weird, and like, he doesn't get as popular as the guy who's into masculine stuff. Like, do you get what I mean? And it's because of like, there's sexism within even having a bit of femininity towards, like, there's sexism within that, which I think is wrong, by the way. So, and I feel like there's such as like harshness of like male stereotypes about like, you have to be strong all the time, you have to be funny, you can't emotion, you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's really hard for us guys. So I guess so, yeah, as well as then the other stuff, like you have to be into football and all that stuff. And like, to be honest, me and football don't get along. Literally, when I played football as a kid, I was a goalie, and I started talking about stuff like, what would I rather do today? Well, I feel like we're getting there, like, slowly, but I feel like on the guy front, it's a lot slower than on the women's front. Like, women's are like, zoom, and that's because women talk a lot more, not a lot of men talk about it. I got like a load of like LGBTQI questions, which I'm so happy about as a proud gay man. Ding! Wow, I call myself a man, Jesus. I can finally answer though. Another one that was from Johnny the Gemini, which, Gemini, yes. You are crushing on straight guys. My goodness. I feel like this is something that naturally would happen. I mean, it depends what kind of crushing you talk about. If it's like Instagram crushing, like me and Noah, oh, Noah Centino, Jordan Fisher, literally me crushing on them, like, I feel like we all do that. That's like fine. However, if it's like you've got a crush on a straight guy and you like your school or something, well, there's a kind of like usual approach, which is like ignore it or leave it. But if you're like friends with them, I guess like say, depends how forward your school is. So a lot of the guys I knew that I was friends with were very forward, and if I told them like, oh, I had a crush on you, they'd be like, that's fine, that's okay. Like, obviously you know nothing's gonna happen, but it's fine. I would just say depending how forward your school is, because my school was also pretty back, so if I said that to one of the other boys, it could have been nasty. So I would just say be careful if you're gonna say. Honestly, it's a struggle and it's a blessing, because that means we get to stare at pictures of Noah Centino all freaking day. What is the best relationship advice you have gotten from Shaman? He's a brilliant model, by the way. Honestly, I think the best relationship advice I've got is never sleep on a fight, which I feel like is very true, because like, I feel like that's such a good one, and communicating all the time, because I think my parents do this a lot, where they'll have like an argument because it's very natural. They will like forgive each other, so then the next day it's like a new day, new slate, which I think is very true. They'll talk about it, and it's good to always talk about it rather than sleep on it. And I also heard that from Jenim and Ben. They said the exact same thing, which is don't ever sleep on a fight, always talk about it. I kind of think it's a very true one. So about communicating and about never sleeping on a fight, I think it's probably the best relationship advice I've ever gotten. But if anyone is in a relationship in this video, I'm very proud of you, because believe me, I'm still trying to find my man. Don't know the right skincare, neither do I, so high five on that. The best tip I can give you is just to continue investigating. Know what skin type you are. I feel like that's such a good thing. And how to do makeup for boys. Well, I'm not the best at makeup, so like probably want to go to other way, but makeup isn't really gendered. Like if you're gonna do makeup, you're just gonna do it for the fun of it. But if you mean stuff like boy beat and stuff like that, there are plenty of tutorials on that, so just go on YouTube and search it up. From Corolla, what are some misconceptions about being a guy / growing up as a boy? I feel like one massive misconception is the whole like, I don't know what a misconception is, because I feel like I'm not your stereotypical male, so you'd be asking the wrong person. But I kind of feel like guys aren't emotional. I know so many guys who are not afraid to speak how they feel. And all that boys, when you're a kid, will cry. Boys will cry. Let them cry. Let them be. Let boys be emotional. Let boys be feminine. Oh, I got a question from Anonymous, and we've talked before. He's great. He asked, do you have any questions on grooming the downstairs? I feel like that's one of the crazy outgoing issues. I don't ever feel like I can make it look pretty low. Seriously, like that is a struggle in itself. Like luckily I actually trimmed my downstairs, and freaking hell, it feels so free. I use a trimmer. You know the ones that you use if you've got like a bit of facial hair. Like, so if you look, I've got some facial hair, so if you like use it for that, I use that for downstairs. Sounds weird, I know, but believe me, it helps so much. And what I do is just, I put it on like the lowest setting, and I try to be very careful. Obviously you don't want to cut your skin, so what I do is just like, I try to be very careful when going down there. And honestly, like it's nice that it's not gonna look pretty. It's unfortunate. Women that can do like shapes, guys, you can't. It's just there. It's just like this thing is there, and you want to try to avoid like cutting it or damaging it. I mean, it's just like, it's underneath, so they can make it look pretty on top. And I'm just like, why? Trimmer, your best friend, trim it away. Trim, I think trim the general area of it. I'm not gonna like show you, Jesus, but I can kind of like explain if I'm a bit. But when you're gonna trim your downstairs, trim a bit here also. This is so weird, Jesus. Trim a bit here, I'd say, around it. And obviously do a bit under the ball area, because that's really helpful as well. Because honestly, if you trim the underneath, it just helps it a little bit. Oh, look at me showing my stomach on video. I'd also say trim it there. You can leave it there, but at least if you're gonna do it, I say trim it, so then it's a little bit more cohesive, a little bit. That's kind of it. Plus it makes your thing look huge. So for those who are sexually active, a little life hack, trim your ball hair, because it makes your thingy look so much more bigger. Life hack. Talking about generally body image, I feel like this is such an important thing. Now I feel like everyone goes through body image issues, but I feel like a lot of guys don't talk about it. There's so many examples of like women like going, you know what, fuck these body image thingies, I'm gonna be the new thing. And there's so many plus size models which are brilliant, and there's so many like plus size examples, skinny examples, and like the middle example they're starting to come around. I'm like, yes. But for guys, there's like none. It's not that there's none, no, there is some. But what I mean is that like there's not as much examples of like men who being like, you know what, fuck these body image things. And most of the time what you see is guys just working out, which I mean, that looks very hot sometimes. You're like, oh. Sometimes it's actually quite damaging. So one thing like I've gone through insecurity wise is that, again, like what I've said is that I've got a dip in my chest, and I think I showed this in my imperfections perfections tag video, and I have like a dip there. And one thing I've always wanted to kind of say is that I've always wanted to be a little bit bigger, and not all the time, but now I'm like, nah, I'm happy with my body. But there are times still, and there was before, where I wanted to be bigger a little bit, because you just keep on seeing all these examples of like guys who are bigger and who don't even have like six-pack abs or whatever, and they're still much more accepted and classed as hot and sexy. Skinny guy never really does. I get insecure, like we all get insecure sometimes, it's natural to. But the one advice I think for guys that I would say is just be comfortable within your own body, and just know that it is going to be okay. Like you should love your body for all of it, and you should like, what's the difference between like a girl doing the same and you doing the same? Nothing, because we're both equal, and we both should have equal opportunities in doing so. And also another thing is that the bit of your body that you hate, someone else will love. Honestly, it's the truth. Someone else will love the bit of your body that you hate, and you should kind of like learn to embrace it and learn what you love about your body. So for example, look at my jawline. Oh, I love my legs, I love my arms, because look, there's so many parts of my body that I love, And I think the easiest way to do so, write down something you like about your body. Write down things that you like, don't mind, and write stuff down that you don't like. Start with that, and then what you do in the mirror every day is just, I know that sounds so cheesy, but you don't have to say it out loud. Think of it in your head, and if you need to say it out loud, go, I am sexy, I'm hot, I'm handsome, I'm me. Saying the bit that goes, I'm me, and I think also say that I am my own definition of sexy is brilliant, and say that. Embrace it. There are so many guys, because of body positivity within women, I feel like we're gonna start doing with men, because the one influencer who I adore, like Rowan, I love his post, and he had one post about his body image, and I absolutely loved it so much, and I feel like he even did it, and like for a lot of guys that's like their idyllic body. So think about it, you are sexy. You watching this, yes, you are sexy in your own way, okay? Someone will love you just the way you are. The next topic is about self-love, we also talked about. I think for guys, again, it's a topic that we don't really talk about. Self-love is very important. I think especially for guys and for girls, basically for everyone, it's very important, and all about self-love is like what I said, go to the mirror and go like, I am amazing, I am me. I think the best thing to do is just think about how you are you, and stop thinking that you have to hate yourself, or that everyone hates you, or that everyone is like so upset with themselves. Kind of like switch it around and be like, well, I like me, what's the problem with that? Like, I like this part about me. I love my personality, I love the way I care for people, I love how I compliment people, I love how I work, I love how I work out, I love how I eat certain fruits. Why was that the first thing that came to my head? To go and just write everything that you love about you and be confident in that, whether it's personality or looks. Remember, your personality outshines everything in life, so remember to love yourself, and then, because also when you love yourself within, other people see that too, and it's honestly like a blessing. It's just amazing when people love themselves, how they take care of themselves and stuff like that. So, and self-love can be so many different things. Maybe it's treating yourself every once in a while. You know, when you do something good, instead of like stressing about like, alright, the next thing I've got to do, it's like, it's about, you know what, I can relax now. And I think that's something I think I need to learn a little bit more, that I don't have to constantly always be on the next thing, is to treat yourself and love yourself and give yourself a break. And there's so many different forms of self-love. I could even do a whole video on that if you want that. God damn, I feel so intelligent now. Yes. Then from your username is the longest thing from no. You are, maybe I'm the gayest bit, right? Mood. But boys are the worst. Now this is one thing I feel like is very true when I was younger, but now I'm like, no. And that is that I used to never get along with boys as a kid. I never did, because I guess because I was so different from them, or I feel like I was so different. But now I kind of like grew up, and I'm still not friends with loads of boys, but there are some boys that I got a good bond with. I think like 2. Wow, shocking. But both of those friendships are like the best things I can ever ask for. Why am I answering this so deep? I think as hard as it is to remember that all boys are not the same. I mean, if you're watching me, that's saying something. So then from Dream_Hunters, I want a boyfriend who can explain my art. Again, big fat mood. Don't we all literally still trying to find Mr. Right? Mr. Right? Wow. From Anonymous, you are, this is so good. Why is gay an insult? Oh my god. You don't understand how much, like, I feel like it's not really an insult, but it's like people coping mechanism to a guy being feminine, which is why a lot of like straight guys, when a guy is a little bit more feminine, go, you're gay. And she's just sitting there like, you're an absolute idiot. It's not, it shouldn't be an insult. It's just become one, which I'm like, you're an absolute idiot. Know the actual definition. And also, I feel like you just need to like brush it off. Because people don't use it right, that's why. Then, from Tony.red.I, hey, you said, fragile masculinity as well as gender stereotypes is for me a turn off in a guy. But it's something I witness a lot. Do not worry, I witness the same, and I think it's so bad. I think there are some elements of masculinity, like fragile masculinity, which is the idiotic thing. So many guys do it. Stuff like not being able to express emotion, not being able to like something feminine, playing with girls' feelings, or playing with guys' feelings, or because you want certain things. I hate avoiding feelings. Like, honestly, get in touch with your feelings. It's so good, and it's a form of self-love, okay, people? Get in touch with it. You then also asked, falling in love with straight men. That is a struggle. I'm so sorry for any person who does this. I feel like if it's men, it's gonna be older, okay? So, if you do, I would just say, kind of be honest. Just say how you feel, and go to them like, I know nothing's gonna happen because you're straight and I'm like this. I'm like part of the community. I don't know what part of community you are, where if you're watching this and you have the same struggle, obviously, just be honest and be like, well, I know that. Because they're grown up, they should be 100% fine, right? That's fine. And then like, it may be weird. Like, some people may be like freaked out or like confused by it, but you just know that they should be fine. That's okay. I think just tell them how you feel. Anyway, just say it, because you can't keep it in. And especially if you feel kind of awkward around them, you should just say it. A lot of guys won't freak out. I think a lot of guys will be fine with it, or should be. Getting rejected, oh my god, getting rejected, I've done that before. I'm so sorry if you have. I got rejected in a really bad way. Like, I was in year, I haven't actually come out in this age, or I didn't even know that I had like guys in this age. So I fancied girl, and we were really getting along. So like, oh my god, I kind of like her. So I told her that I liked her, and then she went, I like your cousin. Yes, that was the worst. So if you've been rejected, I have too. The best thing to do when we're getting rejected is just kind of like think about it and just leave it. Just try do stuff and try talk to your friends and do stuff like that, because honestly, it's kind of nice just to talk about it. The situation where there are no bottoms. I'm sorry, but I'm a virgin, so I cannot answer that question because I can't relate. Yeah, I'm a virgin, so I have no clue if I'm like a bottom or a top or like a vice versa. Then, from Raheem DTV, honestly, his mashups are the best. I've used them so many times. And he's a great person, so hey, you are such a good one. I struggle finding things in comments to talk about your stereotypical straight lad. Any ideas? You don't know how much I relate to this so much. Literally, this is probably why I don't get along with most straight guys, because literally I have nothing to fucking talk about with them. It is such a struggle. Oh my god. So I would say the easiest stuff is just safe topics, so like travel, holidays, school, neutral topic, TV. I face the same struggle too, so if you have any ideas, please tell me so I can learn. From Noah Morris. Do you ever feel like you need to be more masculine around straight guys? That's me assuming you'll get, well, you got it right. Not really. I feel like this is because I love myself so much. I'm like, what's the point of trying to fit in if they don't like me? I get what you mean though, because when I was at like school, secondary and sixth form, literally everyone was straight and I was just the only one like, yeah. But I didn't really feel pressured to do it, so if you do, I'm sorry. Just like remember that it will be fine. It will pass over. It is okay. I think also just remember that you are you. You don't need to impress everyone else, okay? Got some tea, which I'm just like, ah, girl, which is from ca.n.g.ha. Hey, sorry, I said your username so wrong. You said, I like this boy, and he isn't exactly in a relationship at the moment, but he's so freaking cute, I can't resist but like him. Girl, this is literally the perfect situation. Get in there. Come on. You are so blessed. You literally just like go and tell him you like him or flirt, try and go on a date. Literally go make the move. That's a perfect situation. That is everything perfect. Go and do it. Then from Alejandro 1358, you said, how do you feel about modern feminism and what it means to you? I think that affects guys so much. Oh, I'm a big supporter of it. Big supporter of feminism and stuff like that. And to me, modern feminism is about the equality of men and women and just being equal. As I discussed at the beginning, I think men need to be more involved within the conversation, because for a lot of women, it's like women to women. It's like, yes, women deserve equal, right? Women, they've got to fight for more. But I think that men need to be more involved within the conversation and need to fight more so they are involved and they can do their part, you know? Then from Tom Talbot, you asked, is masculinity something boys should fear or strive for? Now, I was kind of like thinking about this question in the shower, and I feel like you shouldn't really do it as if it's like, oh, I'm trying to strive for this or trying to strive for that. Think about more about you. Think about what you are into, what you like, who you are as a person, how you're feeling, everything like that before you even think about, am I more masculine, am I more feminine, do I want to get there, do I want to get there? Think about you and your current state and think about your personality and everything. Then the next question is from Christopher. Hello. You asked, which I definitely see something I relate to. I want to know why everyone in society is so negative all the time. Literally was thinking about that the other day. I think it's just something that we're just so used to because there's something called complaint tradition. It's a language thing, but I'm pretty sure it can be applied to everything else, which is basically that in our brains, we always have the tradition to complain about the negative versus doing the positive. And it's about switching your mentality. Yes, switching it and just kind of like thinking more positively. I guess like it just starts with you and you spreading it more and more and more. I know there's some moments it can be really hard, but you just have to, you know? Then from Anonymous, you asked, how can you tell they like you or just being friendly? Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out that out. Wish me luck on that. And you also asked, how do you tell if you would make a good couple or better off as friends? I feel like, again, they're both very much questions that I have no clue. And if I did have a clue, I'd say, no, that struggle is real because I've definitely liked a friend and ooh, that went tits up. Then from Nico Averi, hairy hair, you are so cool, by the way. You asked, what are some essentials for Manscaping? Honestly, a moisturizer. So I need to like moisturize the area after. Oh my god, it helps so much. Or like something just to like powder it. So much help. Baby powder, best friend. A razor is another good one. Like a good shaving razor. So what I like to do is shave around the armpit, shave my stomach. Like if you look like a shave around here, I know my skin isn't doing the best. It's just to make sure that it's clean. A trimmer, so you could just trim your facial hair, your armpit, your downstairs. Also, I'd probably say if you wouldn't get into like your bum hair and your back, I would say go to like a wax and just do it because it's a lot more permanent. Or even going for a laser if you want to deal with it more, because that's even more permanent than a wax. Then you ask, is it better to wax or shave? I'm more of a shaver personally. Oh, I forgot tweezers for your brow. What advice would you give to a boy or man who has low self-esteem and compares himself to others? Well, like I was saying, compliment yourself and give yourself stuff that you like about yourself and stop comparing. Not so hard, but just think about you and think about how great you are. I feel we all self-compare. It's very natural, but just think about how amazing you are as a person and what amazing things you have done, okay? And think about what you've been through and think about everything like that, and it'll make you feel good. And also, if you need to unfollow people who make you self-compare, what advice would you give to a dude that's below average in the science department? Dun, 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 and is afraid to be intimate? I think honestly the best tip is to trim your ball hair. Honestly, such a good life hack. If you're afraid to get intimate with someone and you're in a relationship or something, they should be completely fine. You have like done all the romantic stuff. You two should be fine. However, you should talk about it with them like, I feel a bit uncomfortable. They should be okay. And if they're not, leave them. They're a dick. Bye. What advice would you give to someone who has lost interest in something they are most passionate about? Just like, I feel lost within the interest of fashion at the moment, so like, you're not alone. My best advice, if you've lost interest, is just think of it in a different way to get you interested. Honestly, especially if it's like YouTube or fashion, or think of it in a new head spin and think of it in a new direction and try that. Instead of thinking of it like, oh, I have to do it this way because that's all everyone else is doing. Don't. Think of it as if you are doing it because you are in control of this, okay? You go and create it and you do whatever you want, okay? These are the last 3 questions. Oh my god. What advice would you give to someone who's confused or questioning their sexuality? Take your time. Honestly, take your time. Let yourself discover yourself and enjoy it. Good that you know that you are questioning it and just be free within it. When I was questioning, I didn't go, right, I have to kiss a boy or I have to do this. Well, actually, I did want to kiss a boy though. Tea spill. Honestly, it's just about being comfortable and just letting yourself explore. Don't feel pressure that you have to find out straight away. Don't feel pressure that you have to be straight. You don't have to be. Just be comfortable within yourself to let yourself experiment. Be free within it and let yourself take your time because it's quite a lot to process. What advice would you give to someone who's scared to come out of the closet? Start with yourself. I know this is sound really weird, but come out to yourself first. Get comfortable within your identity. Get comfortable in it because as soon as you're so comfortable with it, then nothing else can stop them. And I would say if you are feeling uncomfortable, your first call to come out to is your friend. Your friend should be fun and your friend should accept you. And then go to more friends and then go to your parents. I know the parents can be most scary, but your parents should love you for who you are. Be comfortable within yourself and go slow. If you don't feel comfortable coming out just yet, go slow. It's okay to go at a pace you feel comfortable with. What advice would you give to someone who is scared to tell people they're in a same-sex relationship? Like I said, get comfortable in yourself. Tell the person you are with, your partner, boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, tell them. Tell them how you are feeling, okay? They should understand, they'll get it, and take your time. If you want, you don't even have to be completely obvious. You can be like, oh, me and my partner, or me and my boyfriend, and just say it subtly. And see how it feels. Like, oh, take your time and talk to your partner. I'm actually so happy with all these questions, and if you did ask a question, I'm so proud of all of you for asking me. I know this is a weird ask Q&A, but I'm so proud of you for asking me questions and being bold enough to do it, because I know this can be kind of weird, so thank you. Comment down below what the next theme should be on. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, share. You know what to do, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Cheers, adios, goodbye.